The Galactic Empire, ruled for years through fear, intimidation and tyranny, were a mighty military force including stormtroopers, spy technology like probe droids and a planet-destroying Death Star. The Emperor's army seemed unstoppable and permanent. Hello and welcome to another episode of Centurion's Corner, and today we're taking a look at my Imperial Collection of minifigures. So as you all know, I'm a big fan of Lego. Most of the time I have done Black Series on this channel, but I do want to start incorporating Lego as well, as it's my other interest. It's not going to take away from the main focus that is Black Series and customising, but you know, I like this as well. So I'm going to start with Star Wars, as Marvel is one of my massive likes as well. So at the moment it's a bit of both, but eventually we'll start going everywhere with minifigures. So here it is, the grand army of my minifigures. So we just go through one at a time, just showing who they are. I can't remember really what sets they all come in, because I really collect the minifigures rather than the sets, unless it's actually a physical spaceship or something like that, then I'll have on display. But yeah, the grand army. I have got a couple of little bootlegs in here, probably makes up about 2%, but it's because sometimes you want to get a minifigure and it's just a little bit too expensive for that one set that you're not really too fussed about. Okay, so without further ado, let's just crack right in. So we have General Yulan from A New Hope. Very basic, but you can just tell it's him straight away. He was a bootleg. We also got Tarkin. This one is also a bootleg. You can sort of kind of tell where his lines are a lot thicker on there. And I got him from, I'm sure it was like a TIE Fighter set or something like that. And we got Admiral Thrawn as well. And he was also a bootleg, because I just didn't want to sort of like pay for the new ship that come out. It was about £40 for a set that looked about 20 quid. So I just wanted him from the set. And then we're going into ones that are official. So we got this lady, kind of sort of officer from Solo in the beginning, with a sort of like little chip that she has. And I kind of like all these new sort of like commanders where they're sort of customizing with their sort of armors and bits and bobs like that, and the old standard helmets. Pretty cool. So I kind of like to see a lot of these in the 6-inch to just build up the army. So we've got General Hux as well. I think this one was Hux, so I can't remember if it's just an Imperial, but he's got his kind of big sideburns. He might even just be a normal general, actually. I can't remember if he's supposed to be one of the others. Just let me know in the comments down below if I'm butchering some of these minifigures. It's been a while since I've had them. So, got this little commander guy here. Kind of looks a little bit red-eyed. Looks a little bit evil. But he could also be a Solo as well. And then we've got another officer. All very sort of basic, all very much the same, apart from their sort of badges on their chest. Director Krennic from Krennic Shuttle. And yeah, he's come out pretty good actually. And I've got his Death Troopers in the background as well. Kind of Death Star Trooper. We have him in the Black Series at the moment, and he's replicated very well in the Lego form. Have a AT-ST driver. I think I've got two of these in here, so one's with the goggles up, one with the goggles down. And obviously this is an older one, you can tell by just the look. And I think this one actually come with the AT-ST, but this one I like to keep and put them together. I made the AT-ST a 2-seater as well by following a tutorial online, and these guys sit in it very nicely. So we're good. Then we've got like Commander Veers. Guy. It's been so long that I've had these guys, and what I normally do, I just chuck them in the bag, so I don't even sort of like really catalogue them. because I ain't really got a place to display them most of the time. They're just sort of stored in a bag of Imperials, Jedi, and etc. So we start from this side. So we've got the Battlefront 2 sort of shock trooper guy. Absolutely love this one. I love that battle pack as well that come out with these guys. It's just replicated nice. And his helmet, just an angry clone face, as they always are. And these stud shooters, which were great when they first come out. I mean, I get the playability. Well, I think this will annoy me eventually if I was a kid, like shooting the studs everywhere. And also that come in the battle pack was the jump trooper. Oh, and he's a little bit kind of sort of battle scarred, a little bit burnt and charred. I think it's like more like, so he come from Salas, but again, it's kind of replicated very nicely. And then we've got the Red Guard, and I've got loads of these guys. I've got the nice set that sits upstairs, and it's kind of like the Return of the Jedi duel, and these guys just sit nicely outside. And these ones haven't really changed over the years either. They're just very much generic all the time. So I still would like sort of like them to change the head a little bit inside, so we can actually see a face. Well, they used to do a balaclava and you could turn it around, so you got the black side and one there. I think the biker scouts used to be like that. So next up we've got Inferno Squad, and we've got Iden and Versio from the Battlefront 2. And it's just a shame she didn't come with an extra helmet. She was the only one that didn't, so they just gave her like a hairpiece. But yeah, she's done quite nicely. And then we've got a few extra ones. So all these other guys have got the same sort of torsos, but they all got like these new sort of Batman belts as well that come out of the Batman movie. So he's got like these little ammo pouches on his chest and a little belt of ammo pouches, which I think is pretty cool that they started giving sort of Lego figures now sort of utility belts and extra bits rather than just capes and etc. around. So he's like a sniper one. And then we got like a bazooka guy. They have all got names, but I can't really remember too much of their different names and everything. But they're all done really well. And these guys have got different heads underneath. And they're not just angry clones, which is quite nice of Lego actually doing that for us. Because normally they would just sort of kill it. But then I say that. This one has one. But at least they're not all the same. Okay, so again we've got another kind of commander guy. Just out another different one. Obviously he's not as promoted as the other guy because he's only got one little silver pen and his little badge. I don't know if they are pens, but they always look like pens to me. Like maybe they get, every time they get promotion, they get a new little silver pen. So we got snow troopers, which is pretty cool. I kind of remember having one with a skirt as well, but I can't find him, and I was trying to get the best sort of up-to-date one. But Lego always seems to sort of change and swap. So one minute they might bring out one guy that's got this sort of like backpack on the back that you can connect. You know, you've got this separate helmet, and then there's one with a skirt, and then you've got these older ones which they seem to sort of revert back to. So they always seem to bring something new out, and then the next set that comes out it goes back again. So this one I don't think is as good, you know, so he's got like just the extra bit and there. And then I think I've got another one as well, which is like the whole head and the back piece literally come off, which isn't sort of that great, to be honest. And they just sort of like one minute it's like this guy and then it reverts back to another. It kind of just does my head in with the consistency of sort of like the figures. So next is kind of like the Rogue One kind of guys. So this is one where it always brings in the ships and stuff. And I really like these kind of helmets. I think these are brilliant. And I'd love to see like these guys more in detail in the Black Series as well. With his backpack. And then we got this one over here as well. I think they're pretty much the same. Legs and everything. Yeah. And we've got a TIE fighter pilot. And this guy's sort of changed so many times over the years. I just can't keep up, to be honest. You used to just have a black Stormtrooper helmet when they first come out, but it's just like all the markings, like the helmet's never really changed too much. They have hired it at the back so it does show off the skin, but again, if you sort of look at just the helmets, just the detailing, it just changes over time. So we've got this one, got this one, and we've got this one. So even like if you look at the torsos as well, like they change quite a lot. So but he's like my favourite one. I think he looks the best. I think his detailing's sort of like there. And we've got another one as well with the silver streaks down his sort of nose part. Next one is, I think these drove the AT-ST in Rebels, and yeah, I was never a big fan of these helmets. I mean, they just it looks a little bit stupid. I prefer like a full helmet rather than a face print with a helmet on top. But they're kind of reminiscent of this sort of a combination of an AT-AT driver and a AT-ST driver. Oh no, it's AT-SP, I'm sure it was, or something like that. But yeah, I mean, they're alright. But it just dawns on me that I haven't actually got an AT-AT driver Lego figure. So we've got a Biker Scout, and this one's gone through a few changes as well recently. So now he's got all the black arms with his pouches and bits and that on his leg. His head is the balaclava type, which I like. You can turn it around so he's got a normal face, and then you turn it around the other way just so he's got black eyes. And this is an older Biker Scout, so it just shows you like the detailing on their chest and everything like that. I think the helmet now needs an update. It does, to me, just looks a bit old and a little bit sort of squished on his head. But yeah, looks alright. There's no back printing on the old one either. So I think there's a little bit too much black on this one. Maybe they need to do some arm prints and stuff still, but yeah, I think they're getting there with him. And then we got a Mimbam. This one is also a bootleg. He come with the TIE Fighter one from Solo, as I bought two of them. I turned one into an Interceptor and the one was just normal. Because £65 now for a TIE Fighter is ridiculous. So I went on our good friend AliExpress and bought one for £20. So in the end I actually bought two, and I still had change left over from an official. So now we got the Death Troopers, which are absolutely brilliant. And we just get a couple there. There's a couple here that have just got different kind of patterns. So we've got like the Commander. He's got the pauldron on his shoulder. And I think Lego needs to sort of do something with these pauldrons. These paper kind of material things, they just don't look right. They need to be a little bit plastic. They just sort of sticks out slightly over the shoulder. They just look too big, robust, and just a bit off and a bit weird. But it's just a standard trooper with his armour just showing. And I think this one's got, oh no, they've got the same bits on their helmet. And they come with Krennic Shuttle. And then next we got Death Star Gunner. And he's just a standard with a standard bib on there, and just a normal guy with his headphone, receiving his orders from Tarkin. And yeah. So next up, I think this is like a little janitor guy, and it's just what he does by the looks of it. He just looks like he's a little mechanic that runs around tidying up things after they get blown up. So we've got a Scarif Trooper. I was never too keen on these guys when they first come out, but again, I think it's just because as Star Wars fans, we're a bit too scared of change, that they're going to sort of ruin what we love. It was a bit too late for that, I suppose. But you know, these ones, they sort of grown on me. You know, I always find it a little bit off-putting. You know, every time that they seem to bring out a new film that they just sort of bring out a new trooper, you know, like where these guys who look like they're ready for the beach and ready to storm the place. In Return of the Jedi, they just use standard stormtroopers to go to Endor, which is, you know, we always sort of say the bright whites in the jungle. So it just seems weird that they didn't send these guys to Return of the Jedi, you know, rather than sort of just having the normal stormtroopers. So we got that one, and then we got the Jedi. Oh no, this is the Jedi trooper, and the tank commander, and again, they're pretty cool. I always kept thinking that their helmets were exactly the same. It is the same mould, but what they done, they just changed the different printing techniques on the helmet just to highlight the differences. And then we got the patrol trooper from Solo, which I absolutely adore. This guy is literally amazing, where he's just a stormtrooper, cross scout trooper. You know, it's like every single cool thing going that they just put in together. I just literally love this guy. The Lego version does seem a little bit off. Looks a little bit weird, I think, because it's his visor. It looks a bit like cutified, but yeah, it's still done really well. And I love, got it over here, which is the speeder as well. And I love this. There's a lot of Black Series versions of this where people have been making in 3D prints, and I would absolutely love one to go with my patrol troopers. But here it is. Absolutely love it. So we just get the Han Solo Mimban out, and this is also the bootleg. It come with the same TIE Fighter one, but I just keep him as a general kind of figure for the Imperial guys. So he's not too bad, but you can tell he is a bootleg. He's where all the printing and all that looks a little bit thick. So that brings us down to the boys in white. So we got the Sand Troopers. His backpack's falling off somewhere, but I've got another one here, and these guys I have walking around in my sort of Tatooine set that I have on my little kind of diorama, and yeah, you can't go wrong with Sand Troopers. I think they always look brilliant. And then we have the Stormtroopers. So over the years, we all know that these guys are sort of changed. So this is kind of one of the sort of first ones that come out. It's going a bit yellow now, and yeah, you can just tell in his print that he's sort of one of the older versions. And then they sort of bringing out these ones, which I thought literally they've done the helmet really justice. They've done it quite nice, and I think there's quite a few variants of this one that they brought out, but this is one of my favourite ones that they brought out because the detailing and all that starts getting on there. And but now they brought out this sort of one, what they call the dual moulded Stormtrooper, due to his helmet having two sort of different type mould parts on there. So we can just take a look inside, and basically they coat it the inside with a black plastic, and then they fix the white plastic over the top. And that's why it's a dual moulded, because there's two types of plastic there, when the basic one used to be just painted. So it's just all one white lump. And where did that go? Here it is. One white lump on there. So just looking at the helmet, I think it looks good. It kind of looks like a 3.75 helmet, you know, like you would put on a normal figure, and maybe not a Lego figure, because once it's on his head, it does look a little bit off, and it looks a little bit big. But saying that, I'm a big sucker for detailing, and I think this one works quite well now. But they just need to update all the other helmets to coincide with this guy. So that was my Imperial collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more of these types with Lego and all my other collections, and I can show you my ships and whatnot over the time. So guys, you can comment down below, follow me on Instagram in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye!